I'll just start with team news if I can. Anything that we should be aware of after the weekend or after training this week?
So same squad as we had available for in the weekend against Arsenal, and some players were training with us this week, getting more fitness to be ready to perform on the game on Sunday. Hagi and Keira being one of them. For the other ones, no one is returning from rehab into the group.
Are Hagi and Keira available to start, or?
They are in a good place. They are in contention for the game. We still have some few training sessions before the game on Sunday, but they are getting more fitness, and they could be ready to start on Sunday if they need to.
And how has this week been with this team? It's not a group that is used to losing. What has the response in the group kind of been like? What have the conversations been like this week?
I think, as you just said, we are not used to lose, and that's a great feeling to not be used to lose. But obviously we had a good reflection on the game against Arsenal. I think that's the starting point for us to take the learnings from that game. And I think the immediate reaction, I could see that on the pitch with players who were really focusing on what we need to take from that game, making sure we bring that into our performance on Sunday. So training has been great. I think the quality, the intensity, and the focus are there. So that's for me the most important thing for us, to be able to shift and to look at what is ahead now.
And have you had time since the weekend to sort of reflect on the last few games and the run of games that you've had, which isn't where you would want to be? What do you kind of put that down to, that little run of performances?
I think it's always difficult for me to share everything here in this room. I appreciate you always want to have some answers for myself. I think the most important is we are all clear. Myself as a manager, the players, but also the board, and we know where we are at now. And the reflection is really being really honest between us. And I think we are trying hard. We are working hard to make sure we win games, because when you are in Chelsea, you need to win the games. That's the expectations, and I know that. But probably we can have some explanations on why we are in this position, and we need to make sure we just focus on what we can control to make sure we improve and we have better performances and better results in the future.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Keris. We'll come over to Emma next, please.
Yeah, hey Sonia,
Hi,
nice
Emma.
to see you. I just want to ask about your comments after the last game, sort of saying, you felt the title race was probably over. We've seen this script before with Emma Hayes obviously making similar comments. I wonder, was that kind of mind games on your part, or do you genuinely believe that?
No, again, I think our mentality is to fight until the end, no matter what happens. I think we will never give up. I think, again, there are 9 games left in the WSL. I think the only thing is right now we are not in control, and I think the most important thing, we need to focus on what we can control. Man City are leading, are top of the table, and I think they are in control. The only thing we need to make sure it's we put the focus on how we want to perform going into the next games to make sure we have a better chance to win. But we will fight until the end, no matter what happens. Every game is a must-win game for Chelsea and really important games for us, so we will never give up.
Obviously, going to Man City is a tough game anyway, when you take away the context of the fact that it's probably a must-win on your part. But in terms of the challenge in world football right now, is going to Manchester City needing to get a win up there as one of the biggest challenges?
I think we always have been used to always have to win games, no matter who you are facing, no matter what is the context around the team. So I think in that sense we are used to have that context around Chelsea. So it doesn't change. I think, I already said that even last season when everyone was thinking it was really easy for us to win games. It wasn't. So I think for us, We focus in our daily basis and what we need to bring every day on the pitch. We are focusing a lot on that and making sure, we keep confident, because I know this team has a lot of quality individually but also as a team, and we need to make sure we show that on the pitch.
Yeah, obviously your team has a lot of quality, and there is quality in the Manchester City team as well. Bunny Shaw, right up there in the form that she's in. Do you think she's one of the best players in the world?
Yes, absolutely. She's one of the best players in the world. She's one of the best strikers in the world. We know that. We also have some really good quality in our squad. So, we knew that. We played them a week ago now, or 10 days ago. We know we will have to be at our best if we want to get a good result, because obviously they have great individuals and they are a great team. So as we did 10 days ago, I think we will have to be really strong defensively, not to concede a lot against a team who is in a good form, and again, he's showing a lot of good football.
All the best. See you on Sunday.
Thank you.
Thank you, Emma. We'll come across to Amy next, please.
Hi, Sonia.
Hi, Amy.
I hope you're well.
Yes, I'm
I
good.
know you said to Keris in the room that you didn't want to go into too many specifics about, kind of what you've said to the team about recent results and form and things like that. I just wondered, overall and over the general season, looking back, I think it was this time last year, you were 9 points clear at the top of the table, and the position you're in now. What do you think has been a difference from last season compared to this, or is there anything, has it surprised you at all, like the way the season's gone, or just having had time to reflect on the first half, what have you thought of this season?
I wouldn't say I'm surprised. Maybe this season it's more difficult than last season, getting wins and getting 3 points in every game. I think if you reflect from last season, even when we were winning a lot of games, sometimes the margin were really fine and we were able to sometimes score in the last minutes in the game. So I think, this season probably things are not going the same way. I would probably reflect saying one of the things who can explain that, it's like we have been a little bit less clinical than last season. But when you look at our squad, I think right now we are also missing some top class players in our squad, Mayra Ramírez being one of them. I think she was available for most of the games last season and she was involved in the important games. I think, we have some of the really good players in the squad, but as you know, some of them are coming back from injury. They are trying their best to perform at their best level, but we have to be fair with them. You need also time to recover from not playing for 2 years, if we take the example with Sam. That's probably one of the explanations, and the fact probably sometimes we want to perform better, and we need to make sure we just stay disciplined on the way we want to perform on the pitch.
Is it almost important that the players know that, last season wasn't normal? It's not normal to not lose a game all season, so this season to lose a game here, to lose a game there, that's kind of more normal rather than them being really down about it in a way.
Yeah, so that's why I think we are not really down. Of course, we are disappointed and frustrated not getting better results. And I think even last season when we were winning a lot of games, we were not really high. We were humble. We knew we had to work hard to get that season. And I think right now that's also important for us not to go too low. I think the most important thing is for us to analyze the performance and take the learnings from the game and make sure we focus on the right things for us to address going into the next game. So for us, I think obviously we are disappointed and frustrated about not winning more games and getting more points, and I am the first one responsible for that. But in the same time, we still are confident because we know the quality we have in the squad. I saw a really good reaction in training sessions this week already, and I think we are doing the right thing.
And just lastly, you have beaten Manchester City twice this season. That must be something that gives you and the players a lot of confidence going into this weekend, even given how good Manchester City have been.
Yeah, but again, the game on Sunday will be different. I think every game is tough. You face different teams, different tactics sometimes. I think maybe on Sunday things will be different from the first 2 games. And even if we are traveling, we know when we are at our best we can beat any team, and we already proved that in the past. So now it's more for us to focus on the future and making sure we go into the game on Sunday with confidence, as you just said, but also the desire to win the game, making sure we understand like when we play at our best level we can beat anyone.
Great. Thank you, Sonia.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you, Amy. Come across to Helen next, please.
Hi Sonia, how are you?
Hi Helen, I'm good, thank you.
Good. Now, because Lydia's not there today, I can mention rugby, all right?
Sam?
We'll allow it on this occasion.
Okay.
On this occasion. So in all elite sport, it's about fine margins. And the beauty of our magazine, we speak to different people across different sports. And one of the best teams in women's rugby is Loughborough Lightning. And what they do is they train often against the men's university team, which improves all sorts of aspects of their game, not just fitness and power and physique, but also mental, mental resilience, and also being much faster in reacting. And then I also spoke to a taekwondo coach, believe it or not, this week, and he said in their clubs, the women train against the men, and that's why Team GB wins a lot of medals in the Olympics, because the women train against men. And I wondered what you thought about with football, if we can use a little bit of that maybe.
Yeah, I would say for a club like Chelsea, what is really important is to make sure we have an environment in training session with the highest competitive possible, because I think that's how people compete against each other, having this healthy competition, and I think having that environment helps a lot for everyone to push and to give their all on the pitch. Sometimes coming from Lyon, I was used to, with young players, but also with the first team during international breaks, to train with boys or against boys. So that's something I'm used to. But I would say in this context, the most important thing is to always try to have the highest environment possible. And one of the options in Chelsea is also to have depth in the squad with a lot of competitive players who can compete against each other with an healthy competition. I think it's something really interesting also in training session when you have to fight to win your spot to play on the weekend. I think it's really nice to have that.
And can I also ask you, I mean, you want to win as many things as possible, and I wondered if you watched the Champions Cup yesterday and sort of thought of yourselves maybe competing in that next season. Sorry, next time it's on, I can't remember if it's every season.
I was watching the games. I think it's always interesting to watch different teams, different competitions, and of course our ambition is to be in that competition. We want to play in as much competition as possible and at the highest level. So our job is to make sure we do our job to make sure we are in that competition in the future.
And what did you think of the player of the match for Corinthians, being a 40-year-old goal-scoring captain?
Yeah, it's great. It's refreshing in the women's game to see that. And again, I was watching the game, and I think really good to have players like that who can perform at the highest level.
And have you got any tips for who might win at the weekend?
No.
Oh, that's a bit short of an answer. So you don't think Arsenal are going to win? You think Corinthians are going to win?
In football you never know. You never know, and that's the beauty of the game. Obviously, as a Chelsea manager, I can't pronounce any other name than Chelsea. But Arsenal is a great team, and they have a big chance to win. But as I already said, in football, I think you can't underestimate people or teams, and I think that's important for you to stay humble and go into every game with being really focused on what you need to do to perform.
Brilliant, thanks. I hope it's a good weekend game. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you, Helen. Can we finish off with Rachel, please?
Hi, Sonia.
Hi, Rachel.
I just wanted to ask a little bit about the mentality going into a game like this. You've taken the lead in each of your last 12 away games, which is the joint longest run. And I just wondered about the importance of that early goal and how it can really help the team mentally in such a big occasion?
Yeah, I think it's a really important point. As I said, reflecting on the game on last Saturday against Arsenal, the turning point on the game was probably the first goal they scored. So again, I think when you are able to have an early goal in the game, just brings your confidence even higher on what it was before the game. So I think mentally it's really important. So yeah, the team who is able in these games against two top teams with fine margins to take the lead, it's always something really positive. It doesn't mean you will always win, but yeah, you take a big advantage.
And you've obviously played Manchester City a lot in the last maybe 12 months, maybe more than any other team. Does that give you additional learnings? Because obviously you can watch film of them playing other teams, but when you have played them yourself so many times, does that allow you to just have that extra little bit of insight?
Yeah, it's a difficult one to answer, I would say. Of course, we have been playing them for a long time now and multiple times. We know them by heart, I would say, but yeah, because the game is, again, like with fine margins, sometimes yeah, it just goes with one player who just show her own quality on the pitch, and yeah, she can impact and change the game on her own. I think in both teams we have this type of profile of players who are able to do that. So I understand, like sometimes you always want to explain the game when you win, when you lose, about tactics, about mental, but sometimes it's also about having great individuals who are able to make the difference in the game. So yes, we know them very well, but I know also sometimes they can do something different on Sunday, and we need to be prepared for every scenario.